Hey, Family Life Church, this is Pastor Dave for this Tuesday Devo. I was reading my own devotions this morning out of Hebrews chapter 11. It's called the Great Chapter of Faith, or the Hall of Fame of Faith. It basically says this: now, faith is the confidence in what we hope for and the assurance of about what we do not see. You might remember it said like this: faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. It was just reminding me, as we're going through on Sundays, the life of Elisha, a series that we've been calling Ridiculous Faith. And we saw how he didn't have to know all the answers to obey immediately. And then this last week, we talked about how the faith to dig a ditch and trust God to send the water. I think so much of what we're dealing with today in the Christian walk and what's going on in our culture has to do with faith. I love how Hebrews 11 ends. It says that they didn't see these things that they were commended for, but they knew that God had something better for them. Isn't that what faith is? Is that assurance that no matter what I see, no matter what I hear, I know God has something better for me, or God is in control. What is the faith step that you need to take this week, or maybe even today in our culture, in what's going on? Maybe in your own life, in your own family. As we were looking at Elisha, where he instructed the people to go ahead and dig ditches in faith, and then God would fill the faith. And we talked about how faith is just taking one scoop at a time. And we don't know how everything is going to turn out yet, but I do know that God has something better for us. God is still in control. He still is the one. A lot of times we can look at things and say, that we are so out of control, or that everybody's trying to control us, and we can get angry about the masks. We can get angry about the fact that we can't go where we want to go, or the lack of sports, or that we have to do things in smaller groups. You know what? Faith still tells me, no matter what I see, God is still in control. And in this chapter, Hebrews chapter 11, I encourage you to go look at person after person after person, from the Old Testament all the way through the New Testament, of people who, because of faith, trusted God and kept going. Here's the key: because they knew that God had something better. One day we're going to see what this all was about. One day we're going to see the personal things in our own life, what they were all about. And I want to be more like Elisha. Not that I want to be an Old Testament prophet, but I want to have that ridiculous faith that is willing to dig the ditch when there's no rain, that is willing to follow after God even though I don't have all the details. I want to be continually reminded that God has something better, and I can trust that. I can believe that. So I hope this encourages you today that faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's basically the confidence in what we hope for and the assurance of what we might not see. I don't know what you are seeing today. Maybe it's a foggy kind of a thing. I think a lot of things in our life is like that. But you can trust God to know that He has something better. So I'm going to pray for you today, and I'm going to include me in this prayer because I need all the faith I can get. Father, help us today with our faith. I like the one guy that came to you in the New Testament and said, God, I'm trying to believe, but help my unbelief. God, help our lack of faith during times of struggle and confusion. But God, I know that you have something better. And God, I pray that we would focus on that, even though we might not be able to touch it or see it, but we can trust it because you've said it. So we thank you for that in Jesus' name. Hey, God bless your day.